Hello, my name is Chris Woodpan. I'm the owner of Ingot Film Studios, and I am working with Hero Time to make a bunch of videos to help you get your products ready for print. So this week we're going to dive into organization of your files. There are two parts to this essentially. There's going to be the file organization that you have for your own products and everything that you're working on locally and trying to maintain that in an organized structure. And the other part is sending it on to a vendor like Hero Time for printing and how you execute that. So how you organize files is very personal, but the key here is to make sure that you keep an organized structure that somebody else can follow. One of the things in my business life I was always taught was to have a plan for catastrophic failure. What happens if I decide to up and quit tomorrow, win the lottery, and disappear? So can somebody come behind me and finish my work and understand all my structures? So while my file structure, my hard drive might be a bit of a mess, when it comes to work things, I'm always very clear and use labels very effectively, because I want somebody who might pick up my work at a later time to be able to find point A, B, and C, and in a lot of cases even see my thought process. So I'm going to bring up my file folders here. Now, this is for a current project that I'm working on. I am just doing the artwork, but I will also have to export all of the assets at some point. So this is a rather large project. It has every ounce of the board game included here. And you can see that I kind of have folders set up. And to be honest with you, they aren't there when I start. Usually there's a couple. The accounting folder is going to have my documents, my contracts, my scope of work that I have with the client that I'm working with. So everything will be included in there. Then I also have just kind of a generic assets folder, things that are going to be used for multiple times throughout the project. This might be the company logo. This might be, multiple different things that are not specific to an individual piece of the puzzle. Board art is pretty much where I started. So the board art is going to have a lot of activity in there. There are multiple things going on. So let's take a quick peek in there. So you can see here I have a couple important things. Again, I have an assets folder. This is going to have all of my individual assets that I will make and import in. I keep everything in the same subfolder. The exports, this houses every version I've ever exported of this. So it has my most recent version, the one I've sent to the client for approval, which for me is 2.4. I think this is a good time to talk about version number and dating. I personally work with version numbers because to me, the computer is going to keep track of all my dates and times for myself locally, so I don't have to add that information. You may want to, especially if you're sharing this across a shared platform or you're working with multiple people doing multiple things, but have a set structure that everybody who's working on your project will follow. And if that's the game name, in this case, 18 India, and then what it is, it's the map, and then a version number, and then if you want a date. So make sure that everybody follows that structure. If I'm sending it on to somebody else especially, I'm going to name it that way. You're going to see here that, yes, this is what I call it, but then in my actual local file, I call it the India Map Assembly, because I also have the India Map, which is the artwork that goes behind it. So be very consistent in how you label things and take care of things. The other thing you can see here is I have both 2.3, which is, like I said, the current version, and then I also just have a copy. And what I'll do with the copy is I will literally just make a quick copy and paste it right in the folder, or I'll save it from the program. I want a local backup in case something funny happens. Reference, this is literally going to be just a bunch of images that kind of show me direction. I asked my client, give me some images of what you want to see, and that's all that is. Now, the other thing you can do to kind of really help keep yourself on track, and that is with asset tracking. Pardon the pun, not intended. So with asset tracking, what I do is I just have a quick Excel document. And there's not a ton in here yet, but trust me, as soon as I start exporting things, I am definitely going to want to keep this up to date, and I will add columns as I need and then go from there. So what this is just a basic list of everything I have in progress for my client at the moment and what the status is, because this client is requiring checks of each item as they're completed. That's why you see that there are a couple different versions over here. So OFA means out for approval. The client has it. I'm just waiting on them to respond and let me know what they think. If something is in progress, means I'm working on it. On hold means that piece of the project, the original thought, concept, whatever, completely changed. So that is currently on hold, not even taking up bandwidth in my brain right now. And then things that are complete and signed off, I have as completed. So there you are. I hope you found that helpful, but organizing your work and keeping things set up in documents, tracking them, using consistent naming techniques, and then also asking that of people you may commission to do things so that, when you get them back, they're organized into your system. The contractor, if they are a good contractor who's done this multiple times, will have version numbers and things like that built into their system. So they will probably send you things along that line. Just make sure that when you receive it in, that you take care to have it all organized appropriately. So stay tuned next week. Next week, we're going to talk about organizing your files within the program itself. So stay tuned and thanks for watching.